I want to mention something. The word civil was raised, and my opponent in this handout here and in other places has cited this organization CREW, C-R-E-W, who they think that I'm a really bad guy, and I just want to point out that Congressman Mike Ross was attacked by this same group as committing bribery. I disagree with Congressman Mike Ross on a lot of things, excuse me, but I don't believe that he's a bad guy, and I don't believe he committed bribery. We disagree politically on things, but this type of nonsense by these silly groups that aren't serious is part of the problem. In fact, Mike Ross, this group accused of committing bribery, he has hosted 2 fundraisers for my opponent. He's given her $2,000. So she either should return that money because CREW thinks he's a bad guy, or distance herself from this fringe group. And it's just, I've gotten along, we've had a great relationship at the events and everything, and it just troubles me to see this sort of attack.
It's its own research, and I depend on them to do their research and make sure that it's valid. So I'm not judging CREW, I'm not judging Mr. Griffin. I am commenting on what's reported and making sure that people know what's out there. It's been a matter of discussion in the campaign, and I think it's something for if there is a defense, if there are specifics that he can bring out to dispel what CREW has said, then do it. I would.
He was, making reference to Mike Ross and bribery and him hosting 2 fundraisers for you and so forth. How do you respond to what he does say?
I mean, that's really reaching because, first of all, I'm not the one who put together the list. It is a bipartisan list. As I said, I don't take responsibility for the group. It's a bipartisan list. And if we're going to start talking about who's going to give money back, I think he could start with Joe Barton, who wants to apologize to BP for all that they did in the Gulf. And, if you go down the list of folks who are contributing to Mr. Griffin's campaign and start evaluating every one of them, I mean, there are several on there I could make a case for maybe you ought to give the money back. But that's disingenuous because this is politics. We have to raise money to be able to run for office. And I don't have an issue with Mike Ross. I'm not running against Mike Ross. This is our campaign. So I think we could keep our discussion restricted to what our campaign is. I mean, take time to defend yourself. That's what I would be doing if I were Mr. Griffin.